Can't read. Hey y'all, I'm Lulu, and welcome to Wednesday on Geeks of the Week. There's so much to talk about, so let's get started. Mario, awesome shirt. Whenever I get sad, I think about the fact that I now own something that Billy Corgan once touched. Someday I'll tell you the story about how he held up my license plate one time. Nikki, have a super rad time at Oda Vegas, and if you're still in the organizing mood, come visit me next weekend. Clearly I need the help between 3 cons in 6 weeks. Kill me. Steph, I have all my fingers and toes crossed for you that you finish your costumes in time. I know you haven't exactly been really happy with how lucky Chloe is turning out, and some people have even been really mean to you about it, which makes me even more upset. But please know that I am always in your corner, and I believe in you so freaking hard, possibly more than anybody else on the planet. Baby J, I am legitimately so upset about what happened to you at your con last weekend. I really hate when conventions abuse the trust that their attendees place in them, and your stories is one of the absolute worst offenses I've ever heard, especially happening to somebody that I know and adore. And I actually had another friend who was there last weekend, so I have a pretty clear picture of how great a clusterfuck that whole convention was, and I'm so sorry you suffered such massive disappointment because of it. But I'm glad you were able to find some happiness in it, and you made an awesome Tadashi, and you were just freaking adorable in general, so I hope that at least makes you feel better. On that note, I had a really rad time at ALA, considering all the con drama that happened leading up to the con. I really wasn't sure how well it was gonna go. I honestly thought it was kinda gonna suck, but I had a great weekend. I always say I can judge my con experience by how many times I cry during the con, and I almost cried once, which makes it pretty good on my personal scale. I reunited with my Love Live cosplay group from last year, and even though we only had 6 out of our 9 girls that we had last year, people still really loved us, and we loved hanging out with each other. And it was really cool because last year, literally no one knew what we were cosplaying from, and now that Love Live has blown up, people were still so excited to see us, even though we didn't have the full group. And even though none of us are cute tiny Asian girls, so that was a really good feeling. Gosh, I got to go to Little Tokyo, which I always have to do now when I go to LA, because it's one of my favorite places in the world, and I don't care how much of a weeb that makes me. I got to hang out with my best friend who lives in Pennsylvania, as you guys probably know, so I really get to see her, so that alone is worth it. Gosh, I got to cosplay with my friend Sammy for the first time. I also got to go to the AX Industry party, like suddenly out of nowhere. I just find out that I'm going to the party. The very exclusive party, and that was kind of mind-blowing and awesome. And to top it all off, I got to meet Matt Mercer, who voices several of my favorite characters, including Chrom from Fire Emblem Awakening, who, as you guys probably know, is kind of my #1 husbando of all time. And he hugged me 4 times, and he was like the sweetest human being I've ever met, and I'm kind of like stupidly happy he's gonna be at Katsucon too, because I really want him to hug me again. He's just so awesome, so if you guys ever get the chance to meet him at a con, even if you have no idea who he is, just be in his presence because he's really cool. And also, if you were super into Dungeons & Dragons, this guy, like, he makes me want to play Dungeons & Dragons, and you can ask anybody, I have given no fucks about tabletop games my whole life, but he makes it sound like the coolest thing in the world. Anyway, so many great things happened at ALA, but as of right now, I don't have plans to be going back next year. There's a very, very long list of reasons, not least of which is the fact that next year ALA is 2 weeks before Katsucon. Speaking of lots of cons and me going to them, I will be at TaioCon here in state this weekend. I live in Arizona, for those of you who forgot. Which, Baby J, if you're looking for an out-of-state con to go to in the winter next year, maybe come hang out with me instead. It's not my favorite local con, but this year we are hosting what I think is the first Persona concert to be held in the US, which is a pretty big freaking deal considering in Japan you have to enter a lottery to even get tickets, and yeah, pretty freaking cool. I'd be more excited if I didn't keep forgetting that it's this weekend. I think I'm trying to push it out of my mind, because 4 short weeks from today, I will be heading to Katsucon, as I mentioned last week. The only costume I'm working on is Tiki from Fire Emblem Awakening, which is going really well so far. I've only been working on it for 2 days, but so far it's going. As for other geeky things, I will go through these very quickly because I've been rambling for a while. Hooray for the return of Community. I have approximately a billion feelings about the trailer for the new Fire Emblem. The premiere of the second season of Dur almost made me cry from sheer happiness after waiting 5 years for the show to come back. And I somehow still have not watched Agent Carter yet, and I might go fix that before bed, even though I'm an old lady and I need to go to bed soon. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Sorry I didn't do a top 3 list this week. I just had too much other things to talk about. So if you'll be at TaiyoCon this weekend, please come say hello. I do have a panel. I forget when it is, but I'll post about it on my page if you guys are interested in that. And that's it. Okay, bye. Thanks for watching.